On The Voice Kids UK, Lucy Thomas's breathtaking voice left spectators wondering what else this little singer was capable of. She released successful albums, became famous for her heartfelt cover songs that went viral, and won over fans all over the world after stealing the show. However, a surprising event transpired afterwards. Truly, was Lucy in imminent danger? Since those surprising revelations, what has she been up to lately? Come and see for yourself the reality. Our discovery will wow you. This isn't your average singing competition, it's The Voice Kids UK. Here, aspiring young singers take the stage, shine under the bright lights, and give their all to every note. A lot of people see it as their first opportunity to prove themselves. When they sing, the judges can't see a thing. Before speaking, they listen. A judge's chair can rotate at the touch of a button if they find the testimony persuasive. The outcome of the match may hinge on this one moment. As they step onto the stage, each youngster carries a unique tale. Some people have always had a voice, while others are only now finding it. Although some are anxious, others exude confidence. Once the music begins, though, the song takes center stage. Nervous anticipation fills the air during the blind auditions. In the wings, loved ones wait as I wait for a chair to tip over. In that case, there will be an outburst of applause. There are sobs and encouraging words if it doesn't. For children, failure is not the end of the world, as the show teaches. They are merely a component of the path. Singing is simply one part of The Voice Kids UK. Listening to music is all about emotion. There are shows that are so entertaining and exciting that people can't help but get up and dance. Some people feel deeply, causing the judges to cry. A story is told by each song, and each contender makes an impression. Feelings of happiness and sadness coexist in the presentation. For a singer, seeing a chair swivel is a moment of pure joy when they hit the right note. On the other hand, there are times of heartbreak when competitors put their best efforts on display but are ultimately overlooked. The knowledge that they mustered the bravery to stand on that stage makes every child stronger. The famous instructors aren't merely listening, they're actively involved. Mentoring is their role. Danny Jones, Pixie Lott, Will I Am, and Jessie J are just a few of the famous people who have encouraged young vocalists to hone their craft. They don't stop at selecting top-tier performers. Together they instruct and lead. The level of competitiveness increases as the teams are established. Competitors compete by singing duets against one another in the combat rounds. Wow, that's rough. However, they are kept focused by the judges. To fight for the championship, the top singers advance to the finals. The coaches do more than simply encourage their athletes to win. The guidance they receive from them aids in their development and remains with them even after the program has ended. Finding a new famous vocalist isn't the only goal of the show. Encouraging youngsters to have faith in themselves is the main focus. Competitors learn important lessons about bravery regardless of the outcome, strength, individuality, and communication. Although some depart with recollections, others go on an entirely new chapter in their lives. What follows is the inspiring tale of a little performer whose time on The Voice Kids UK was far from over. This was only the start of something truly remarkable. A little girl from Wigan, Lancashire, UK competed on Voice Kids UK in 2018. Prepared to fulfill her wildest wishes, Lucy Thomas's commanding voice could fill a room by the time she was 13 years old. Little did she realize that this one performance would have a life-altering impact on her. As she took the stage to perform the timeless ballad Moon River, her moment in the spotlight arrived. Floating gracefully and uninhibitedly over the music, Lucy's voice appeared to come alive from the opening chord. In awe of the vulnerability and power in her voice, the crowd went quiet. Lucy sung with such conviction, as if each syllable held profound meaning for her. Some audience members were moved to tears by her performance. One of the coaches quickly hit their button to indicate their desire to have her join their team. When she sang Moon River during the singing competition, it was one of those rare occasions when you had to put your phone down and pay attention. Although she possessed exceptional technical skill, that was not the only factor. The emotion she expressed was crucial. You really felt like you were a part of something extraordinary during the performance. It wasn't simply her singing, though, that was remarkable. Her very presence was felt. Lucy was likable the moment you met her because of her subtle self-assurance. Not long after that, the judges, who were all captivated by her, they swiveled around to take her on as a member of their squad. It wasn't only the judges who were captivated by Lucy's performance. It won over every citizen in the country. At home, the enchantment was palpable the moment she sung those opening notes. They saw a girl who was full of life and had something special to offer. Lucy was obviously not your average contestant. She had the makings of a famous actress. Lucy had only just begun her adventure on The Voice Kids UK following her breathtaking blind audition. Pixie Lott, one of the coaches, was so taken by her extraordinary singing talent that she chose her. Lucy had Pixie's undeniable admiration from the very beginning. It was possible that she may do quite well in the tournament. But getting to the finals wouldn't be a picnic like any singing competition. Over the next several weeks, Lucy competed in the battle rounds alongside other gifted individuals. The stakes were high. Once again, she had to belt out her tunes, but this time she was accompanied by other talented children and guided by Pixie. Having to compete with other gifted kids was a huge burden. Lucy, though, won over her coach and the crowd with her composed resolve in the face of adversity. Her dedication, maturity, and enthusiasm shone through in every performance. Seeing Lucy perform live was a highlight of her journey. The stakes were raised as the rivalry got more intense. There was mounting strain on Lucy, yet she never once buckled. On the contrary, she kept shining. She had a way of captivating her audience every time she performed. She had an irresistible theatrical presence and an unmistakable voice. With every performance, she brought her own unique voice and story to the stage. Lucy felt more and more assured with each note. It was clear that she had grown as a person as well as a vocalist. From her first timid steps onto the stage, the girl had blossomed into a powerful performer, unfazed by the challenges that the competition brought her. The tension grew as Lucy approached. She was solidifying her position as a formidable competitor with every performance, and the competition was stiff. One of Lucy's most remarkable performances of the season came in the semi-finals. She embraced a difficult song, giving it her all, and the crowd was left in amazement. During the semi-finals, Lucy spared no expense. Her voice sounded stronger and more commanding, plus it was more self-assured than it had been before the competition. Lucy was obviously no longer a contestant with each note. A formidable opponent she was. Even if Lucy didn't come out on top, she had won over millions of fans. It was clear from her performances on Voice Kids UK that she was going to be famous. Even if she didn't win the title, she did achieve something far more significant. The adulation of onlookers and a special place in the memories of those fortunate enough to have heard her perform. Even after she exited the stage, the adventure that started with her legendary performance of Moon River continued. After establishing her stardom on The Voice Kids UK, Lucy Thomas was able to take her career to new heights. Following her meteoric rise to fame, interest in Lucy Thomas's backstory skyrocketed. Lucy came into this world on February 21, 2004, into a loving family that always made time to be creative and let their personalities shine. Her parents saw that she had a talent for music even when she was little. Despite their lack of musical training, they encouraged her to pursue her skill and gave her plenty of chances to do so. There was music in their home at all times. It became an integral part of Lucy's routine, whether it was just playing softly in the background or she was singing it herself. The parents saw that her singing was more than just a pastime for her and encouraged her to perform at school functions and family reunions. Her loved ones pushed her to devote more time and energy to her music, and she eventually did. She worked extensively to hone her vocal abilities while listening to music from a variety of genres. Her initial foray onto a real stage was during her time in school. Everywhere she sang, from school concerts to talent shows, Lucy's voice enchanted the audience. Everyone in her class, from teachers to peers, saw her brilliance right away. Unlike most of her classmates, she had a genuine talent for singing. She had exceptional performing abilities and could have achieved great things. Lucy had the self-assurance to go after her dreams by the time she was 13 years old. She seized the opportunity the moment she learned about Voice Kids UK auditions. Martha Thomas, Lucy's younger sister, is a pivotal character in her story. Stamora, not only are the two sisters very close as family, but they are also quite close as musical collaborators. Lucy and Martha have done duets many times. Martha is also a gifted singer. The harmonies they create with their vocals complement each other so well and highlight their inherent affinity. Their partnership gained greater attention following Lucy's performance on The Voice Kids UK when they collaborated on the recording and subsequent online sharing of cover versions of popular songs. Their sibling duets became an instant hit with fans, and having Martha as a supporter of Lucy's talent only made things better. Lucy Thomas continued her career after her victory on Voice Kids UK. She decided to pursue a career in professional music after recognizing her talent at the competition. Cavendish Records, which specializes in classical crossover and modern vocalists, heard Lucy's heartfelt performances and signed her because of her powerful voice. In 2019, she began her official career as a professional musician when she joined with the label at the tender age of 15. At this point, everything changed. Now that she wasn't in it to win votes, Lucy could make music however she wanted. The same year also saw the release of Premiere, Lucy's debut album. She displayed her distinctive sound on the record, reimagined classics brought to life by her vibrant and unfiltered voice. Her talent for fusing classical technique with profound passion was on full display in songs like Moulin's Reflection and Somewhere from West Side Story. It was more than just a record, it served as her debut as a serious musician to the world. With the publication of Premiere, Lucy's voice was destined for more than just competitions. Her reputation as a promising new star soared after the record was well received by her legion of fans. After Premiere was a smashing success, Lucy didn't dally before getting back to work. Their second album, Encore, was released in 2020, an appropriate moniker that conveyed her increasing self-assurance and aspirations. Hallelujah and Memory from Cats were among the many well-loved songs included on this album. Timeless, Lucy's third studio album, was released in 2021 and solidified her position as a leading lady in the music industry. Songs like The Way We Were and I Will Always Love You are accompanied by eerily lovely covers on this album, which showcases her elevated talent. There in 2022, Lucy expanded her coverage outside classics. As a musician, she was forging her own path. Loved standards and deeper, more personal selections were presented on her fourth album, Destiny. Her fan base and self-assurance both increased with each new album. And with the help of sites like YouTube, her music was quickly becoming popular and was heard by millions of people all over the globe. Covers of popular songs such as You Raise Me Up and Unchained Melody quickly gained widespread attention online. A worldwide audience to hear her voice for the first time. By the year 2023, the name of Lucy's fifth studio album, Beyond, aptly described her path thus far. Sticking some of her most daring performances to date, such as The Prayer and Over the Rainbow, she has gone a long way from her days as a Voice Kids UK candidate. One of Lucy Thomas's performances when she began her career as a recording artist won over audiences all around the globe, catapulting her to internet stardom and confirming her voice's destiny. While many have covered Hallelujah, Lucy brought a new twist to the song. Their voice exuded an unusual blend of innocence, command, and profound feeling from the opening chord. She drew the audience into a realm of beauty and contemplation with every word she sang, rather than merely performing the song. Her performance was so nuanced and moving that it brought a new level of intimacy to the song. Lucy took an emotional approach rather than a technically proficient one, which is typical of vocalists. Their performance that was both personal and monumental by letting the lyrics come out of her mouth. It was more than a cover, it was an adventure. There was an enormous and rapid reaction. Their video went viral after being uploaded to YouTube, gaining millions of views in only a few months. As of this writing, it has over 35 million views, and that figure is only going up. Global fans gushed in the comments, describing how her voice had consoled them during tough times or driven them to tears. The fact that it reached people outside her already large fan base further added to the moment's significance. Her CDs and appearances on The Voice Kids UK made her famous, but many people who were previously unfamiliar with her became fans after this performance went viral. Lucy Thomas went from being a talented young vocalist to something much more. She became famous all around the world. Not only did this cover increase Lucy's profile, but it also demonstrated the widespread enjoyment of her music. Her voice struck a chord with listeners of all linguistic and cultural origins. The global reach of her performance was made possible by the immense power of digital media, reaching an audience that might not have heard of her otherwise. As a result of the viral event, her social media outlets saw an uptick in engagement. There were subscribers, more people following her journey, and more people waiting excitedly for new releases on her YouTube channel. She was already well established as a respected recording artist before her meteoric rise in fame propelled her subsequent releases. Their boysitters Lucy and everyone else were rejoicing in her meteoric rise to fame. Everything changed in an instant due to an unforeseen turn of events that shocked everyone. As Lucy's career was taking off, reports surfaced that she was seriously hurt in a tragic accident. Her followers were swept along in a state of bewilderment and panic as the story spread like wildfire. A video on YouTube started the whole chain reaction. Lucy appeared to be in critical condition after a terrible accident, according to the footage. The footage, however, provided few information beyond generalizations regarding the nature and extent of her injuries. Fans began to question whether the allegation had any validity due to the absence of concrete information. People started freaking out as the video went viral, in quest of additional information or affirmation from credible sources. Regrettably, nobody showed up. As a result, the video became viral and caused a lot of people to assume the worst. Nobody could tell what was real because there had been no official statement. The response from Lucy's admirers was immediate and heartfelt. Concerned individuals who were having trouble absorbing the news poured into her social media accounts. Not all of the supporters were convinced. Some were holding out hope that it was all a prank, and others were distraught by the prospect of harm coming to their cherished artist. Incredulous and worried, several fans vented their frustrations on social media. Sort his thoughts. Despite their fears, other people warned others to exercise caution, saying, amid all this mayhem, the most loyal followers started searching the web for any clues that could explain what was happening. No official reports came out as the hours passed. Conservers took class, including Lucy's family and administration, to provide any kind of update. The truth started to sink in for Lucy's admirers little by little, just a hearsay, nothing more. Many started to put together the pieces and discovered that the whole thing was a fabrication since there was no proof of the accident. To directly respond to the story, but she kept posting about it on social media, swiftly allay concerns, including the release of new music and other updates. After their initial panic, Lucy's fans were pleased to learn that she was okay and carrying on with her profession as before. Nevertheless, there was a combination of relief and frustration that such a grave accusation could circulate without investigation infuriated many. Lucy is continuing producing and performing music at this time. There have been speculations about a new album or single floating around online, and her admirers can't wait to hear more. Expectations for her future endeavors are sky high due to her history of producing emotionally charged performances. By consistently releasing new music, performing live, and collaborating with other artists, Lucy Thomas solidifies her position as a long-term artist. Even though Lucy's career is booming, she still makes time for her loved ones and herself. Her admirers in on little details of her personal life, which she uses to express her affection for those closest to her. In spite of the hectic lifestyle of an artist, she has been able to stay grounded by maintaining good relationships with her loved ones. About a decade ago, Lucy has also prioritized her studies and self-improvement. She has discovered a way to reconcile her professional life with her personal life, which allows her to pursue music while also prioritizing her health. Lucy has laid a solid groundwork, and her followers' unfaltering support means that her journey is far from over. She will most certainly keep creating music that touches people's hearts, assuredly establishing her legacy in the field. The concerns around Lucy Thomas's accident has been rampant. What do you make of it? In your opinion, how easy is it for rumors to circulate about famous people? Their concerns and